Good morning. My name is Jim Boudreau. I'm the Scituate Town Administrator. For our weekly update, I'm joined by School Committee Member Mike Long and Superintendent Bill Burkhead. Let me get started real quick. Remind people the Board of Selectmen will be meeting this Thursday night, primarily to conduct interviews for committee appointments. We will also be affirming our statement on racism and diversity in the community, which we discussed at our last meeting. Quick update, since last Tuesday we've had 8 new COVID cases. One of these was a college student, with the rest of them being Scituate cases. Map color remains yellow. 14-day positivity rate was down to 1.29%. But our numbers are still high, and that is concerning that we are still in the 8-9 range every week. COVID is still out there. You need to make sure that you're following the precautions. You need to make sure you're wearing masks, you're washing your hands. And we're seeing some activity on our youth sports levels where people are not following the guidelines. You need to make sure that the youth sports are following the guidelines, your children are following the guidelines. If we find out that the guidelines are not being followed, then the Recreation Department will have discussions with you about your permits. So please make sure the youth sports are all following the guidelines required by the state. Today is an absolutely beautiful day outside. It's raining, which is great. We are still in an extreme drought from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and we need you to continue to try to save water. The reservoir is now at 24%, down slightly again from last week, and rainfall, not counting yesterday and today, was measured at 0.03 inches at the treatment plant. Weekly water usage was down to 573,000 gallons per day, which is down from the 612 of the previous week. This is 2 weeks in a row of lessening water usage, which is good. We appreciate that. We have rain today and rain in the forecast for the end of the week, so we hope to see the reservoir levels stabilize and start to rise back up. But we still need you to conserve water. Outdoor watering is banned, and we are still issuing violations for people who are watering their lawns when they're not supposed to be. From the town clerk, if you have requested a ballot by mail, all ballots have been processed and mailed out. If you have not received your ballot, you should be doing so in the next couple of days. If you don't receive it, please contact the town clerk's office. But anyone to this point who has requested a mail-in ballot, those have been processed and sent out. A reminder to people, the police and fire departments will be conducting training for the next 3 Wednesdays at the rear of the high school from 10 a.m. to noon. This training is being done on days when the schools are in full remote. So if you see the fire department or police department vehicles out behind the high school, that's what they're doing. Another reminder, the Master Plan Community Workshop will take place tonight, October 13th at 7 p.m. The Zoom directions are on the town website. We talk about zoning, we talk about water use, we talk about density. This is the document that guides those decisions, so if you want to have input as to what the town of Scituate is going to look like in the future, this is the meeting that you need to take part in. So please get on the website, register for that, and take part in that. Finally, Halloween. The state has issued guidelines for Halloween or trick-or-treating. We'll be putting those on our website later on today. The Front Street Halloween event will not be taking place this year, but for Scituate, as of right now, Halloween will be occurring. It will not be occurring as normal. We urge that no house parties or indoor activities take place, that you stick with your families, and that masks, and not Halloween masks, but regular face masks like this will be required. Those guidelines, again, will be getting posted today, and that will also be depending upon what happens over the next couple of weeks with the COVID. But as of right now, Halloween will be allowed to take place here in Scituate on the 31st. At that point, I'd like to turn it over to School Committee Member Long.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Long. I'm the Vice Chair of the School Committee. I just want to start off by thanking our school nurses, our administration, and the Board of Health for all the contact tracing they've been doing when they find that either a staff member or a student or a child has a case of COVID. They've done an amazing job trying to go through and make sure that all of our staff and students are safe, and that the contact tracing is complete so that we don't have any issues or cases, or the people that could have a case are notified so they can work with their doctors. I also want to thank our staff and our parents who do have children that do need to quarantine, just for working together to ensure that those students aren't falling behind and they're able to continue with their work for the 2 weeks that they are forced to quarantine because of close contacting. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to Superintendent Burkhead.
Thank you, Mr. Long, and I'll start off by saying I completely agree with Mr. Long's sentiments for our staff and students and our parents for their patience in working through this. We had 2 students over the weekend test positive for COVID-19. We've had 7 cases since the start of school, including staff and students, and 0 have initiated in the school, and 0 have spread in the school. So I think we're doing a real good job of contact tracing, and our parents are doing a real good job of supporting us in the quarantine methods, and our teachers and staff are doing a real good job in school, keeping an eye on things and following the procedures and mitigation protocols. I want to give a little update on curriculum instruction and assessment from the Office of the Assistant Superintendent, Ms. Arnold, and talk a little bit about our fully remote Cohort C platform. And the elementary schools, as we learn and grow, we were seeing the numbers expand in the fully remote cohort. So we were dividing the classes up 1 teacher per 2 grades. We've since hired some new teachers so that we're getting to the point where we're having 1 teacher per grade to reduce class sizes to allow for better instruction for our students. So I thank the parents for their patience with that as we grow and learn. And I just want to give a little day in the life of a middle, elementary, and high school student during our remote sessions. Our big focus this year, if you could recall, was face-to-face time. Even for students either hybrid that are home or the remote, we want daily face-to-face time with our students, especially with social-emotional focus this year and connecting with kids. We have something initiated which we call Connect 10, which is per class, 10-minute minimum contact with students to check in, to initiate the lesson, to ask questions, see how they're doing, and that's going really well. At the elementary level, that may include core academic instruction also, and in the middle and high school, that is pretty consistent. Students follow their regular schedules, they connect in with their classmates, and at the elementary school, they also have morning meetings. And the whole goal of that for our remote students and students that are home in the hybrid is to be able to stick with their cohort, get to know those students and kids and staff, so that when they do return ultimately to in-person, they'll know their classmates and get to connect with them. So we're really proud of how that's going. Wednesdays are still a work in progress. We're really fortunate to have those days as some focused instruction on students that need support and connect with their teachers for extra help. At the middle school, we have band and chorus practice on those days, and at the high school, office hours and an advisory block for students. So we're committed to learning more and getting better. We want to be the best in the state, so we'll be sending out surveys soon to our families to get your feedback, continue to get better in the remote learning phase of our curriculum. The next, I'd like to share a few quick things that were initiated called Sailor Shoutouts. Shoutouts are a way to kind of give someone a compliment in the district that's open to community members and parents. If you want to send us a shout out about a staff member, a student, or a family member doing well in our community, we share them each week on our Thursday Thoughts. I want to give a shout out to the Cushing families, students, staff, Principal Moffett, and head custodian Frank Crowley, and also Assistant Facility Manager Bob Dillon. This past week we had to shut down the school after the storm on short notice. We had a power outage there. The staff did a great job fully transitioning to remote, and we did not lose a day of learning. So I want to thank everybody there. I also want to give a shout out to our technology department, Sue Egan, Jackie Frangello, and Rich Long. They have been problem solvers, advocates, and supports for all our teachers. As you know, technology is a huge part of what we're doing now, and for the 3 of them, they've been outstanding. I'll end with a quick story on my visits to classrooms last week. It was really great to see all the kids and get to meet people and learn people's names. And I dropped into a 5th grade class at Wampatuck, and the school psychologist had asked the teachers, after introducing me as Mr. Burkhead, the new superintendent, she didn't say the superintendent, Mr. Burkhead, asked me what they thought or who I was. And one of the students said that I was someone from the government sent to spy on the students, and the other one asked if I was Rex Burkhead's dad. I wish he would have said brother. I would have been better for my self-esteem, but I thought it was real funny, and I really enjoyed getting in there. So look, here's to a great week, and thanks for the rain here in Scituate.
That's it for today. Can you get tickets when they go back? Patriot tickets, can we get those?
I think we're going to take care of you, yeah.
And I want to thank the superintendent. Obviously, he's come into a situation brand new with COVID that no one's seen. He's done an outstanding job. The schools really have done an outstanding job. I want to thank parents for their patience. As the superintendent said, this is really an ongoing situation that we're dealing with. But people need to know that when you exhibit behavior that is not the behavior that the state is modeling, you don't wear a mask, you have large gatherings, that those things impact every single thing we do, including in the classroom, including in sports. So you think it's just you that's out there I don't need to wear a mask, I'm not going to get it, but you could get it and give it to someone else who can give it to someone else, and then it changes everything we do on a daily basis. So again, we ask people, please, COVID's still active, it's getting back out there, the numbers are going up, wear your mask, wash your hands. If you're home, feeling ill, stay home, and if you need to, get tested. The testing is getting pretty easy to get, so if you don't feel well and you think you might have been exposed, please get tested, but stay safe at this point. That's all we have for this week. Thank you.